Hello everyone. Well, video number 5 of the fuel pump replacement. So I got video number 1, 2, 3, 4 up already. Number 3 is a short. Just got, well, today, Sunday, I don't know, Thursday was Christmas, so 24, 25, 26, December 27th. Today I got this last line here unhooked on the old fuel pump. Just got this connector disconnected a few minutes ago. It was being really stubborn. I mean really stubborn. I saw in another video on YouTube where this tab, usually it sticks, you have to push it this way. This little red thing slides. So I had to push it that way. To get the sucker to come off, I finally used a screwdriver and wedge. I just ended up wedging this tab this way a little bit, and that was enough to get it to come off. The back of this, there's little stubs that stick up here. It's kind of, two little ramps right there. There's little stubs on there holding things in. Of course, to keep a vehicle reliable, you need all the connections to hold well. But finally got that done. This has been one bear of a repair. One of the more harder repairs I've ever done. I've never successfully done a fuel pump before. I tried one on my 2004 Ranger. When was it? Would have been winter of 21, 22, I think. Or maybe it was, no. I think it might have been early 2021, and then I had a shop do it. But, okay, there's the hole in the bed approach, which I tried. And that hole, since part of the bed frame sticks out here, was still coming out over the tank, still blocks some of the access to the tank, because there's a gap between the bed and the cab, and there just wasn't a way I was going to get that out of there with that hole. So I got my Rangers hacked up now, and then so step 2 was drop the tank. I unhooked the straps, dropped it down some, still couldn't get, because of gas filler neck, prevented it from going down. And which way are the screws facing on the clamp on the gas filler neck? They're facing up. So if you crawl from below, have fun trying to loosen those things if you were going to drop the tank. I got floor jack holding up the tank here. And then don't forget there's another connector on the back of the tank here. So to the tank, there's 4 different lines, literally 4 different lines you have to unhook to the fuel pump. And then the electrical connector right there. And I think that's part of the emission system back there. I don't know exactly what that is. You can see that. I got a video from summer of 2022 when I took the bed off of my 2009 Ranger, and then I was gonna went into a shop to get a new clutch, and then I built a flatbed on it. So I got videos on the 2009 Ranger, parked outside the barn here, showing it with nothing on it. And anyway, yep, this is a challenging repair. It's harder to replace a transmission and a clutch. That's a bit more challenging than this. But okay, with these, there's a connector back there. There's a wiring harness that's just for the taillights on this truck. If you're going to lift the bed, got to unhook those right there. tried unhooking them by hand, couldn't get them. I winched up the bed up in the air a little bit more and they came apart by themselves. I hope I didn't damage the harness. But yeah, I got a board up there, up in the rafters. This bed, I took the tailgate off, okay, with the ladder rack and then the homemade winch. That probably weighs, probably 60, 70 pounds, maybe 80. I'd be surprised if it's all caught. Weighs 100. The bed itself would be just under 200. I had this, so there's a 6-foot bed. I had a 7-foot bed that I bought years ago to put on the 2009, and that bed, I weighed it. No taillights, no tailgate. It was dead on 200 pounds. But yeah, this is lots of fun, and I'm being very sarcastic. I do have a cement floor. I have shelter. I got a confusing mess. I got this little electric heater back here. I was with my friend Steve at Walmart. Can't remember if it was summer of 24 or summer of 23. This electric heater was on closeout. I think it was like 10 bucks. And Steve says, "Boyd, buy that. Why don't you buy that? That's a bargain." It was in the aisle where they have the closeouts and stuff. And I thought, I don't need it. He said, no, buy it. It's a bargain. You'll use it eventually. And I'm glad I did. Because it's raised the temperature in here. If I leave it on full, it raises the temperature about 1 to 2 degrees. This building is not insulated. This section was an add-on to the building. So this wall to the left originally was the exterior of the building, and then they built this add-on, I don't know how many decades ago. They stopped farming around 1985. And this is the only section of the barn that has a cement floor, but sure wish I had set up my heater. I bought a heater on eBay, I don't know, about 15 years ago. Never got it set up. Just, all the chaos from the health problems, but I have it. It sat down in that corner spring of 22, I believe it was, and it got wet, and I don't know if it's usable anymore. But all right, I'm rambling off from the original topic a bit. I think the blower motor is shorting out the electrical system, because the last 3-4 times I tried turning on the heat, the truck would just almost come to a stop. So I think I do have a new blower motor in a box back there. If I have enough time, I'm going to install it in the truck before I head home. Hopefully the rest of this repair goes well enough for me to drive the truck home. But yep, Minnesota is getting a snowstorm. They have a blizzard. They have a blizzard warning for the Twin Cities. Up to 8 inches of snow for this area. But the high winds, I think that's more of a factor for them giving us a blizzard warning. The high winds versus how much snow. But oh boy, I've spent a lot of money on taxi rides and Uber rides. Well, it happened at the right time. It happened when I got a paycheck and a bonus and a Christmas bonus that I only had a few bills to pay from almost $1,900 in checks. Regular check, bonus check. I think God was watching out for me, because this truck, the fuel pump on this truck failed. the same evening that that paycheck cleared. So, but you know, 204,000 miles original. So it's the fuel pump going at 204. Still has the original alternator, original starter, original water pump. This one's the 2.3 5-speed manual. The entire clutch system was replaced at 162, and so the same shop that replaced the entire clutch system in my 2009, which failed 6 weeks ago. The hydraulic clutch in that failed. Hydraulic clutch slave. And it's a shop I will never be going back to again. You know, unless they volunteered to replace the hydraulic clutch in my 2009, which I'd be surprised if they did. But I live, okay, close to where I live, there is a auto repair shop, and the mechanic told me that they have had good luck with the LUK brand clutch parts. You know, I don't know if they're called Luke or Luck, but that's what's going to be going in my 2009 Ranger. I'm just, you know, a hydraulic clutch slave only lasting 28,000 miles is ridiculous when the Ford one lasted to 148. So, all right, thanks for watching. See you, bye.